Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Wildcards, where we talk about the fun, fast, furious world of Savage Worlds. And here is our contractually obligated intro music. Wait, where is it?
Where is it?
Oh, there it is. And that audiovisual extravaganza you just witnessed assures you that you're listening to a high quality, high production value podcast. Only the finest artisanal, farm to table, ethically sourced geeky conversation for your podcast listening pleasure. How are you doing this fun evening, Mr. Ross Watson?
I'm doing great. How are you, Mr. Mike Lafferty?
I am all right. And Jacob Blackman's in the audience. Hey, Jacob, good to see you.
Hey, Mr. Blackman. Welcome.
And today we are talking about a book that is near and dear to Ross's heart, that being Accursed.
That's right.
It's a savage world setting, dark fantasy. I guess it's not really horror, it's more like dark fantasy, right?
I mean, it's got a blend of both. I would say it probably leans a little into dark fantasy than horror, but actually, I think there's a lot in the Savage Worlds Horror Companion, for example, that is relevant to Accursed. So it straddles the line a little bit there.
Okay, it's a fence sitter, as the kids say. So you play Witchmark, who are adventurer monsters who are seeking redemption. Let me get the cover up, because there's some beautiful art you guys have, and I will let you do more of a description since you were one of the developers on this book.
Thank you. Yeah, Accursed is a project that I kind of came up with for a consulting gig. I was asked by a fairly well-known RPG company, like, what would you do if you were to make a dark fantasy setting for a role-playing game? And I thought about it, and I said, I would do something like Hellboy meets Solomon Kane. I would do something where the player characters are monsters not unlike the Creature Commandos from DC Comics, and I would do something where it's about curses and dark magic and things like that. And the company that I was consulting for said, we're not interested. And I said, great, I'll just take that idea and make it myself. So I got together with a couple of friends, Jason Marker, John Dunn, explained the concept to them. The three of us kind of built what that setting would be, and then we made this book 10 years ago now. God, time flies.
It's crazy that way. I see you guys kickstarted this with Milior Via back in 2016. Is that right?
2013.
Okay. All right. So yeah, 10 years.
I want to say it's 2013. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, you are correct. The last update on Kickstarter was 2016, but yeah, 2013 was the campaign.
And the artist on that, this guy called Alberto Bontempi. He's done all the covers for all the Accursed product. He's done all the witches and the witch breeds, and he's extremely talented. He's very good. His use of light and color is just excellent.
Yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful cover. I think I did an animated version of that maybe 10 years ago when I was talking to John Dunn. I was playing around with image animation back in the day, but yeah, beautiful stuff.
Fun bit of trivia: the little dolls that are hanging off of the crone staff there all resemble the player characters that are also on the cover. So
that is fun trivia. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, those little ones, right?
Yeah, little dolls dangling off the staff there. You can see are.
Yeah,
that's really neat.
That is a cool tidbit. So fun setting, Kickstarted successfully, been around for 10 years now, so it's got some legs.
Yeah, it's a bestseller on drive-through. It's done very well for us, for me, and I am now proudly to say I am the IP owner of Accursed, and it is now found a new home. It is now with Star Anvil Studios. We will be having a big sale soon. If you've ever wanted to pick up Accursed, keep an eye on the Starville Studios website. We will have information about that very, very soon because they're all getting ready to go back up on Drive-Thru RPG with our trade dress and stuff on it. And
Okay.
that's not all. I'm also happy to say that we are working on a second edition of Accursed.
Oh, so this will be Suede compliant, right?
There is a Suede update actually for the original that you can get on Drive-Thru. But the second edition, yes, will absolutely be Suede compatible.
Okay, awesome. So it's big news in the world of Cursed. New version, sorry, new edition. I'm guessing maybe some other content as well, or is the new edition the big news?
Well, the new edition is going to have some new content.
Mhm.
We're going to add some witches and witch breeds, and bring the world up to date a little bit to cover the 10 years that have passed. And I'm really excited. This setting is really cool. You get to play as you said, you get to play as the witch breeds. We also call them the penitent. They are the people who were cursed by the witches and transformed into monsters to serve in their army during this invasion of the world that the witches led 50 years ago. Um, and the world of Morden has been under the control of the witches ever since they won that war. So it's been there's an older generation who remembers a time before the witches, but there's a younger generation that does not. And you are the monsters who are now free to struggle against the witches to try and free the people from their evil reign. Um,
Cool. Hey, I just found there's an Accursed website. Is that still a valid URL, or should we not share that?
that's probably defunct.
Okay.
We're like I said, for all your future accursed needs, check
Mhm.
starlestudios.com. But like I said, Curse has been around a long time. It actually was translated into Portuguese. They even created their own witch breed down there
Oh,
for Cursed.
sweet.
Uh, the guys down there love Cursed, strangely enough. And we had there's even a tricube, uh, almost lasers and feelings light rules light version of Accursed you can find as well.
Really? That's good news.
Yeah, it's a popular setting. I've ran it, of course, numerous times. I'm looking forward to writing a new adventure, like a new intro adventure for the second edition. I'm looking forward to incorporating a lot of the really cool news and rules updates from Suede and from the new horror companion.
Hmm.
Um,
So this is for Accursed fans. This is big news because it's an update. It's an advancement of the meta plot. So a lot of cool stuff to look forward to.
yeah, it's going to be a while. Like we're just kind of gearing up for it, so it's going to be. I mean, I wouldn't look for this before 2025.
Oh, okay.
But
So it's
but to
time.
be clear, but in the meantime, yes, we are bringing back all the original material, and we will soon have a big sale on it. So keep your eyes open.
Yeah, I was looking at Star Animal Studios. We got some adventures. Here we see the guns of Dagorov.
Yep.
And if we go back to Star Anvil page, just um, looks like tons and tons of little short adventures.
Yeah, we have a bunch of one sheets. We the There's a book called Ill Omens, which actually
Mhm.
gathers most of the adventures together in one spot.
Okay, let's see.
And not quite everything is uploaded yet, so just be aware of that.
Okay, cool.
But but yeah, there's going to be quite a bit of stuff for Accursed available soon. And like I said, we will have a second edition in the works. For the monsters can be played, Jacob Blackman asks, are they specific monster types, such as vampires and werewolves? Or are they intended to be more build beast and unique? So the answer is yes to both. So first of all, the witch breeds themselves, yes, those are based on classic monster tropes. There is the Varger, which is like a werewolf. There is the Dampier, which is a half vampire. There is the Golem, which is like Frankenstein's monster. The Revenant, which is the living dead. Mummies and Shades and Ophidians. That's a Varger that we're showing the picture of right now, which are our werewolf type characters. And there's also a type of critter, a type of witch breed called a mongrel. Now, this is the second part of Jacob's question. The mongrels basically are a build-a-beast. Mongrels, you can combine. They combine animal features with human, so you can sort of select certain. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah, sorry about that. Excuse me. So you can select certain animal traits for your character that are not unlike a build-a-beast kind of concept.
Okay, so your Island Dr. Moreau creatures.
Yeah, there's also different types of golems. The one that you're looking at right now is the Frankenstein's monster type, but there's also, you can have one made out of straw if you'd prefer a scarecrow, or you can have one made out of stone if you want like the walking statue. But it is there's quite a few different options, and there will be even more options when we come out with the second edition. That's the Mummy.
Yep, I getting the mummy vibe there. So, oh, who's this guy?
That's a mongrel right there. He's got an
Okay.
ape arm, and he's got crocodile eyes or cat
Oh,
eyes, and he's got like a little crocodile skin at his neck there. You can just barely see it.
so he's a mix and match. All right, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
It's got ape arms. Check him out.
Just a one ape arm though, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. You get one arm for your heavy work, one arm for your light work. So
That's the picture of the revenants. The revenants are the living dead. They are driven by a vow. When you create a revenant, you have to swear an oath that you will follow. Like this, there's a reason you stayed. You came back from the dead, and by golly, you're going to follow it. And if you don't follow it, you instead get the mean hindrance because you're really focused on that.
so these are more your Keith Richards, Casey Kasem types, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Comedy, folks. That's why you tune into Wildcards. So, all right, this is fun stuff. I'm looking forward to this. Oh, hey, who's this?
That's the Dampier.
Oh, okay. Save the pirate vampire for the end. That's cool. Once again, this is beautiful artwork, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, Alberto's great. We're of course planning to hire him for all the stuff we can get for Accursed Second Edition, and there's actually quite a bit of lore tied up in these things. So each of the witch breeds has what's called the witch mark. You can actually see the mark behind the Dampier right there. The mark is a design that's sort of burned into the skin of an accursed, and this symbol kind of declares that you have a kinship with a particular witch. That means you can actually sense when other creatures of that witch are nearby. So Dampiers are the creations of the Blood Witch, and so they can sort of sense, they can tell when the Leechmen, which are banes created by the Blood Witch, they can sense the presence of Leechmen when those guys are around. Things like that.
That is pretty cool. So I'm guessing there's different witches for the mummies, different witches for the werewolves, different witches for the mongrels, all the way down.
Each witch breed was created by an individual witch.
Okay.
At least one of those witches was killed during the Bane War, and the fates of some of the others are unclear. But many of them are still around, actually actively ruling realms in the land of Morden, actively preying upon the people there. So there's really good reasons for you as an accursed, as one of the penitents, to go out and try to stop them. There is a church that has gathered together the agents of the witch breed, the witch breeds as agents that then they kind of send out as your it's like your quest giver, that they send you out to kind of to free people or to bring back information or take down enemies of the friends of the witches, things of that nature.
Cool. So will this be Kickstarter in 2025? Or
that's the plan? Yes.
Okay. Interesting. This looks like a lot of fun. Maybe we should do a short adventure at some point in the podcast. I would like to see how this plays.
Yeah, this would be a lot of fun to run. I would like to do that as soon as I get the intro adventure written for it.
Okay.
But there's actually quite a bit of history here. Like this thing has been around for 10 years. We made ton of adventures for it. We even have a special game we ran at Gen Con for the Kickstarter backers, the original ones. And that was a important game. A lot of stuff happened that could change, like, what if it changes the world a little bit, because one of the witches essentially gets killed during that adventure. And we later published it called Fall of the Tower. So if you want to know kind of what happened during the 10 years, like one of the places you can go look to see is the Fall of the Tower adventure.
Excellent. You have any lessons learned from the world building and 10 years on, things you would do differently or things you wish you'd done differently, or feedback you're taking into the second edition?
There's a lot to be said for having a strong vision. And fortunately, I did have a very strong vision for Accursed. It shaped all the art. It shaped a lot of the writing. But this was also a collaboration. It was a collaborative effort between myself, and Jason Marker and John Dunn. And I wish I had had more discussions with them about, their ideas, because sometimes I think that strong vision may have overridden some of the contributions they wanted to make. Now, fortunately, I'm working with some really great writers on the second edition. I'm working with Sean and Robin Bircher, who are both really good Savage Worlds creators. They've worked on a lot of stuff for Freedom Squadron and Savage Rifts. So I feel like we're gonna do differently this time as far as the collaborative side. And it's interesting because I think we missed a few classic monster types that will now be present in the setting.
Oh, like what?
I can't get into that just yet. It's all still in development, but let's just say there are some classic movie monsters, some classic monster types that we haven't quite touched on, but we will.
Giant ants? No.
That's not really a player character thing.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
You're talking about them, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about, because you had the whole General Mills cereal collection there of all the usual classic Universal monsters. I'm trying to think of any you might have left out, and I'm coming up blank. But Jacob, if you think of any, let me know, because I'm trying to guess. Of course, if Ross if he's good at doing PR, he's not going to let me.
I can neither confirm nor deny any suggestions you guys make. I'll just be like, oh, that's interesting.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
That's interesting. I can't really comment on that, but it would be interesting.
Okay, all right. The Invisible Man. Okay, all right.
It's harder. Invisibility in a role-playing game can be really abusive. So,
yeah, it's like mind control. You got to be careful with that. So all right, cool. Well, we're looking forward to it, and of course, you can StarAnvilStudios.com, like we had scrolling across the bottom. You can go there and check it out. As we saw, they've got a few of the adventures up on the Drive-Thru RPG page, and I'm sure more will be coming in the near future.
Do any of the witch breeds appeal to you, Mike?
I spent several years playing a Werewolf the Apocalypse game.
Oh my gosh, really?
Then I spent a couple years running a Werewolf Wild West game.
Oh wow!
So I would probably what kind of witch marked what's the name for those that correspond with the werewolves?
The Vargur.
The Vargur. I would probably go for Vargur then. Yeah, that's had a lot of fun with that previously, so I'd like to try that again.
So the Vargur, fun story. The Vargur are the creation of a witch called Baba Yaga.
Mm-hmm.
And Baba Yaga has her whole thing kind of revolves around hunger. Like all of her spells are about devouring. All of her abilities, all the creatures the banes she makes are creatures of famine and creatures of gluttony, right? So the special thing about the Vargur is that you're not only kind of a werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
You don't actually. It's not like you're a full werewolf. You don't actually like turn into a wolf. You're more of the Jack Nicholson, like I'm half wolf kind of thing, right? But you're always hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't consume I think it's at least 5 pounds of meat,
Mm-hmm.
you start to suffer some penalties.
Oh,
So Varger, the part of the thing about Vargers is they're always hungry, and they're like, we have to get some food. Oh, hey, Brandon. My partner for Starvin Studios is out there in the audience.
hey, Brandon. Oh, Star Anvil Studios is the proud sponsor of World of Wildcards. We have graphics. We'll start using those next show. I forgot to do that for this show.
Yeah, we would really like it if you would use those graphics. That'd be really nice.
Next time. Scout's honor. I just forgot to do it for this time, so forgive me. So yeah, that works for me because I am always hungry in real life, so I could role play that very easily.
Oh, there's also a jumpstart for
Oh,
Accursed
okay.
that you can find on DriveThru once all the files are up. And I think at this point, I think Star Anvil's got a jumpstart for almost everything. I think we got a jumpstart for Saints and Sinners. We got a jumpstart for Knights Arcanum. Where we
Kind of
will
looks like a
have
whole lot of fun, by the way.
a starter adventure for Secret World, but not right away. So, but yeah, eventually we're gonna have stuff that you can download for all of our game lines. And it's just really cool to bring Accursed to a new home and start to map out what we're going to do with it in the future. It's a thing that I've been away from for a while, and I'm really excited to be back.
Awesome! It sounds like a lot of fun. Well, sweet. Any other things we want to highlight about what's happening in Star Anvil Studios right now, or Accursed specifically, before we wrap up for the evening?
Let's see. So there's good. Like I said, we're planning on having a sale coming up really soon for Accursed, and that's really about it at the moment. I'm sure Brandon can chime in if he thinks I'm missing anything for Star Anvil and Accursed. But yeah, there's not a heck of a lot left to talk about, except that Accursed is amazing, and I'm so happy Ross and the team at Star Anvil has it. Yes, thank you, Brandon. Yeah, he's a big fan. Actually, that's part of the fun is he read the whole thing, and he's really into it. So yeah, just if you like dark fantasy, if you like the idea of Hellboy meets Solomon Kane, if you like evil witches, larger than life villains, monsters, weird science technology, and dark moors filled with the living dead, this is the kind of place that you will find in the game of Accursed.
Dogs and cats living together.
Mass hysteria. Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention. Part of the deal with Accursed is actually that curse you bear. You can choose whether you want to embrace that curse and become more monstrous, or deny it and try to return some of your humanity. That's a big theme in Accursed, and we're gonna continue that in the second edition.
So you've got mechanical support for seeking redemption or not seeking. Okay, that's kind of cool. That was one that was kind of missing, I thought, from Classic World of Darkness, which you were supposed to just kind of role play, your descent into monsterdom or your attempt to cling on to humanity. It's nice to have some,
Yeah, there was the humanity score, but it was not super useful for that kind of thing. But yeah, if we actually have a way to for you to track whether you are embracing or denying your curse. And there's advantages to both, obviously. If you go more monstrous, you actually become stronger in some ways. But like if you're a Varger, silver hurts you. But if you embrace the curse, you get stronger, but the silver will actually freaking kill you. Right? Like it's not just like silver's painful. Silver is like poison. So your weaknesses grow as does your power when you go to the monster side.
So there's it's a nuanced decision to fight or to submit. So.
It is. It absolutely is. And thanks very much for having me get a chance to talk about this great setting. We will definitely see you guys next week. If you have topics you'd like us to cover, please chime in and let us know at the BAMF website, which is...
we're on Facebook. We're on Twitter at BAMF Podcast. You can find us. We're on Blue Sky too, but I don't have that handle up here. So yeah, hit us up. Tell us what's going on. We're hoping to get the author of the After for next Sunday. So that should be fun.
Next Saturday, I think, right?
Next Saturday. All right, next Saturday. And
tonight's kind of an aberration. Sorry, folks.
No worries, no worries. Well, hey, thanks for checking us out. And Ross, no, nothing else. I'll go ahead and wrap things up.
Yeah, that's our show for the night. We'll see you guys in a week or so.
Sounds good. Keep it fast, fun, and furious. We'll check you later.